So, continuing part 2, the point is that it says, Marpe lashon es hayim. The minute you begin to change your speech, change what you say about people, how you speak about people, it's going to cure you.
That's okay. Also, may I just say another nuance? Your words, when you say something to console somebody, Marpe lashon, for this person is like es hayim.
Right.
Person was in anguish and this and that's problems, the son, the wife, the mother, or whatever it is, and this was depressed, and you said Marpe lashon. You say something nice.
Right.
You know.
So a person who can't fix his tongue, who needs to speak bad about people, who needs to hurt people's feelings, and there is that need.
This person is sick.
He's
a psychologist should go to a psychiatrist.
And his ruach is sick. And that's why, by the way, I believe that's why so many people have to go to psychologists, and so many people need that type of mental therapy, because we're taught to use our speech in the wrong way and for the wrong purposes. Okay, a few more pesukim. מרפא לשון עץ חגים וסלף בה שווה ברוח אוויל ינאס מוסר אביו ושומר תוכחת יערים. Again, אוויל. Avil, an unintelligent person. He has his father gives him musar, his father gives him guidance. The automatic reaction is anger. Why'd you say that? That's unintelligent. So the same way your speech can cure you, your father's speech, if he gives you musar, not if he says divrei shetut, but he gives you musar, it can cure you. Shomer tochachat ya'arim. If a person who accepts the tochacha, eventually, later on, he'll become more intelligent in the future. Ya'arim, the atid level.
Well, listen. What means shomer tochachat? That the father didn't say just something. The father was mochiach. And now, because there's nothing closer to a human being than a father, yes. Now you hate him. You hate him because he was mochiach. And this is part of again, Western society in which we live. If you are mochiach to somebody, instead of the person internalizing this ochaha and trying to become better, or trying to apply it somehow to his life, he hates the other guy. You told me that I'm no good. Well, now I have $1 million and you don't have it. I hate you for that, father, or whatever it is, So the inability of accept a tochahat. May I say, I want to say something with the word tochahat.
Yes.
How do you say in Hebrew, in proper Hebrew, second person?
Right. Ata.
No, yeah, that's nocheach.
Nocheach, right. Okay.
Tochahat is, if I'm in front of you, one-on-one,
right.
That's the tochahat. I mean, the father, the son. I mean, I should be permitted to be one-on-one. First person to second person. I need to attack.
Right.
You see, and this the tochahat is when it cannot be the second person. It's either first person or the third person, but I cannot have a relationship even with my father, Ribono Shel Olam, so that's, I think, the pasuk. Can you repeat the pasuk again?
Sure.
Yeah.
Evil yin'as musar ab v'shomer tochachat ya'arim milashon orma.
Orma.
Right. It makes you shrewder.
Yeah.
Right. More able to understand the shrewdness of others.
That's right.
Right. What's really taking place behind the rhetoric.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. This is one of the things that is sometimes is missing in the good people, is the orma.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. And this nahash is not a little wonderful helpless creature. No. This nahash He looks, he doesn't have nothing. Doesn't have a horn, doesn't have arms, doesn't have this. It's a little helpless creature.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Now the next pasuk is a riddle. I think I know what it means.
All right.
It says like this, and the reason I know what it means is thanks to the Ralbag. I think he had the right thing.
Fantastic.
Right. So it says like this: Bet Sadiq Hosen Rab. Uvitvuat rasha nekaret. He says the house of a Sadiq has tremendous wealth in the inventory. Hosen Rab. Right, a huge amount of store. So there are a lot of grain, barley, wheat, tremendous. That's a bet tzaddik. Ubitwat rasha, but if you bring just one bad grains into that thing, the whole thing is destroyed.
Very nice.
Why?
Very
because the tibwat rasha is filled with worms. And once you bring those spoiled grains into this beautiful storehouse, it all goes to hell.
Yeah.
So what is this? This is a mashal for accepting the rhetoric of the Rashaim. You can be a Sadiq. Let's say, I believe in Misvot Ben Adam L'Chavero. And because I believe in Misvot Ben Adam L'Chavero, I believe in certain Western values. And because I believe in those Western values, I now buy into the rhetoric of the Western establishment. And that rhetoric is sheker. And it comes into my psyche, and now I become infected. So speech can generate knowledge, it can be a cure, but evil speech can be like worms entering, invading,
like a rotten grain.
rotting again. Now all the other grains get rotten. Right.
Very nice.
I got this from the Ralbag, who didn't elaborate as much as I did, but he said something. Let me see if I can find it. He says like this: "Ve'alken hine k'sheyavo harasha babaytahu." When the Rasha enters the house of the Sadiq, hine karet. It gets, but that's why I explained the idea of the worms and this. So I thought that was
very
right.
Nice.
So, continuing forward, two or three pesukim. Okay. Siftei hachamim yezaru da'at velev kesilim lochen.
That's a sort of difficult pasuk.
You're right. I think I understand what it means.
Yeah.
Sometimes a hacham speaks, and he's speaking to a person or to an audience. His words are carried on. Like mizareh yisrael, zoreh, mefareh v'zoreh la ruach. So the wind carries the speech. Right? Zeriyah is when you take with the pitchfork, you throw the wheat up, and then the shaft flies away and the grain. So that's the idea of so siftei hachami is zarudat. The word of the hacham enters one person. That person may not even remember that he heard the speech of the Chazan. Oh, I have this very nice idea, a very nice perush on this pasuk. Another person hears it, and it goes on. Meaning, chokhmah never dies out. And the Chacham should never underestimate who's listening to his words. It might not even be the first listener or the second listener or the third, or the consequences, and he establishes a new norm. I'll give you an example. I, here in Israel, have oftentimes ridiculed the phony Kabbalah that's oftentimes peddled on the radio, where they say, by there, we have 10 more Ilana Kadosh, some holy tree, right? 10 more, that's it, you have to buy it now for 120 shekels for 36 months. I'm one of the only rabbis I know, and maybe there are others, but I ridicule it publicly. Now by ridiculing this publicly, there's 20, 30 people who heard me. Maybe from those 20, 30 people, 5 people found it, heard what I said this is really hysterical, what a sham. And then they'll speak about it to other people, and they'll speak, and suddenly you create a new standard where should Torah be used as a way to con people? Is that acceptable? That's now an issue out there. And you don't know who's hearing your word and how far the word gets out. But it gets out, the truth gets out there.
Again, I tell you, one of the things in my Vayan Yosef, the point that I make is that the anti-Maimonideans learned about the religion from the Christians. And the whole idea of Christianity is that the end justifies the means. Yes, you lied or this, but your intentions are good. You want this guy to believe in some stupidity. And so the means do not count. It's only that's why it says it's also Jerome Melech, You cannot use the wrong kind of means. You have to write so you cannot have the wrong means. Yes, mitzvah haba va'avira. It's not a mitzvah. And in this point, I think that we are very much influenced. That many of the people are religious, but not in a halacha way that the Torah prescribes, but in a Christian way. But my intentions are good.
Right.
Then you were born in the wrong religion, because the intentions are secondary to the
Rabbi Yehuda Levi the Kuzari.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So the first part of the Sefteh HaChamim Yezaru Da'at. The second part Velev Kesim.
This has to do with Zoreh, as you say.
Yes.
Very nice.
Mefarer v'Zoreh laruach. Right.
Yes.
Velev Kesilim Lochen. But a Kesil, he's never going to receive that Chokhmah because he's a Kesil. So it'll circumvent him. It'll go to somebody else. Meaning, in this process of the dissemination of knowledge, there's going to be certain people who accept it and pass it on.
Very nice.
And accept it and pass it on. Among those people in the chain of knowledge, you're not going to find a Kesil. They're going to hear this thing. What's the big deal about Ilana Kadosh? What's wrong with paying 120 shekels a month for this fantastic thing? What's wrong with that? Okay, Lev Kelim, it doesn't matter. But the knowledge will live on, because not everybody is a Kesil. Right. And last two more Pesukim. Zebach Resha'im To'abat Adonai Utfillat Yesharim Resono. So Zebach Resha'im To'abat, and this is the summary of this whole thing. If you are a person who has selef beruach, if you are a person who uses your tongue improperly, if you are a person who is among those who uses speech as a way to manipulate and not as a way to make the other person more intelligent, your zevach is going to be uninteresting to Hashem. He's not interested in what you have to bring to him into the Beit HaMikdash.
I'm going to ask you a question. I have the answer. I think I have the answer. What's the relationship between Torah and zevach?
Go ahead.
All right. Allah Shalom, Professor Yehuda.
Yes.
There's a pasuk where it says, "En to'abad Muslim."
Ki to'abat Mitzrayim kol ro'ay son.
No. Nizbah.
Oh, hen nizbah.
En to'abad Muslim le'anhem lo yishkaluno.
Right.
What is he's talking to Paro? He says to Paro, "Are we going to kill? To make the korban at to'abat Muslim? This is to'abat Muslim." How could he speak to Paro and call his El, his God, a To'eva? Do you understand?
Yes.
So he says very correctly. The word Wa'ab, Vav Ain Bet, To'eva, the Shorish To'eva, Wa'ab, is not a Hebrew word. It's a Egyptian word. It means a cult, a religious cult. Now, you tell us to bring the Korban here. This is a religious object of the Egyptians. So we're going to do those for our religion. That's Peshuto Kemaswa. And that's the pasuk says.
How Zebach Resha'im To'abat Adonai.
If you bring a zebach, it's part of the Korban, a beautiful Korban. Isn't that a great ritual?
Yeah.
This ritual, which is good according to Judaism, becomes a to'eva in the Ane Hashem because it's Zebach Resha'im.
Because the Zebach Resha'im, he's not interested in it. Right. Right.
Zebach Resha'im is a ritual.
Right.
Yes? It's, at least it's making the mitzvah.
Right.
Making the Korban.
Bring Korban, yes.
It's a beautiful, this to'evat Hashem.
Right.
For HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is like a to'evat Mitzrayim.
Right. And in contrast, Utfilat Yesharim Lesono. Notice it didn't say Zebach Yesharim Lesono. When it's a person who's straight, and I like the word yashar.
Yes.
Because that's the ultimate purpose of language.
Yes.
To speak honestly and to speak precisely. To be straight. That makes you a straight person. So it says, Tefilat Yesharim Lesono. If you're that type of straight person, you don't even have to bring a korban. Even your prayer will be enough. Because your words are beautiful. And those words, coming from a person with integrity, in the eyes of Hashem, are worth all the korbanot in the world. And this is what Hashem tells David HaMelech. When David HaMelech says, and maybe we'll end with this maaseh, which is close to the Shavuot. So it says, David HaMelech says to Hashem, Hodi'ini Adonai Kasi Umidat Yamai Mahi Ede'a Mehavel Ani. Says, what does it mean? Says, let me know what's going to happen at the end. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells David HaMelech, Gezerah milefanai en modi'in kiso shel adam. Okay. So it says, Umidat Yamai Mahi. So let me know how long my life is going to be. It says, Gezerah hi milefanai she'en modi'in le'adam kiso. So he says, okay, so at least tell me when I'm going to die, what day I'm going to die. He says, okay, this I do. Shabbat. You'll die on Shabbat. So David HaMelech says, give me another day. I'll die on Yom Rishon. Why Shabbat? Bizayon Hamet. He says, no. En malchut nogat bechaberteha afilu kim lo nimna. It's malchut shel Mo HaMelech. I'm not going to take away from the malchut of Shel Mo, take it to you. It's his malchut, not yours. He says, okay, so I'll give him. I can give him, right? It's his malchut, but I'll give from my malchut him. He says, no. He says, Kitov yom b'chaserecha me'alef. One day that you sit and study Torah is worth more than the thousands and thousands of korbanot that they bring every day in the Bet HaMikdash of Shlomo HaMelech. Because David HaMelech, a man of integrity, David lechol derachad maskil, v'Adonai imo.
Maskil is integrity.
Right. His words are worth all the korbanot in the world. All the korbanot. And this is a pasuk. Utfilat yesharim minasono. This is what Hashem wants. He wants the tefillah of yesharim more than the korbanot. And I thought this is a nice musar in the Shavuot, because David HaMelech, it says he died on Shabbat, and another says he died on Shavuot. So he died on Shabbat, which came out on Shavuot. Back then, today no, because today al pi hashbon, Shavuot can never come on Shabbat. But back then, Shavuot can come on Shabbat. There was no lo adurosh velo beduzes. Everything was.
Yeah, just so talking about Shavuot, this is Maharat Shabbat.
Yes.
So the Hachamim that explain Maharat Shabbat is after Pesach. The first day of Pesach.
Yes, of course.
And the Kabraim, or it is, says, they say it is Shabbat.
Right.
Shabbat Rishit. So Mahidush. You know Mahidush?
Kabod.
I said this my.
Let's hear it. Yes, that's one Shabbat.
In Hebrew, there's no, how could you say, you cannot say Yom Tov in Hebrew. There is, the word Yom Tov does not exist in the Tanakh.
Right.
Alright? So in the Tanakh, there was Shabbat, and that's not mine, Rabbi Ishaq Abaroneh, said, could mean any holiday. Any day which you don't work. Could be Shabbat Bereshit, could be Shabbat of Hagim. Fine. But how do you know which one is which?
Nice point. Right.
That's my Hindus. Always when it's Shabbat Bereshit, it says Yom HaShabbat. Here it says Maharat HaShabbat. It doesn't say Maharat Yom HaShabbat. And therefore it means Yom Tov.
Like Lo Tevaru Esh Bechol Moshevotechem Beyom HaShabbat. I see.
Alright? So that's my Hindus. Yes? Alright?
I see, very nice. Maybe that'll explain also the Sifra, because there's an interesting Sifra. It says, Yom Simchatchem U'Mo'adechem U'Rashi Chodshechem. So the Sifra says, what is the days of the Simcha? That's Shabbat. Maybe why? Because it will be Yom Simchatchem. Yom Simchatchem is for the Yom. As a Yom, Yom HaShabbat.
Very nice.
Nice, so just a little bit. Okay.
So Yom HaShabbat is the difference between Yom HaShabbat and Shabbat.
Right. Exactly.
Right? So that's my contribution to this thing.
Very excellent. Thank you.
Right. How's Joey? Joey's home now?